I was actually just trying to tell you that God gave me the permission to be left alone for some time so that I could work on getting my day done. And he said yes. But then as I started talking, my emotions got carried away and he took over again. When I get emotional, now that I know emotion is the link to love, and the link to love is actually unconditional love, and now that unconditional love is part of my person, as soon as I get emotional, God starts talking through me. When I can think logically and rationally, I can talk like me. And it's sort of hard to explain, but right now I'm thinking logically and rationally. And it's hard to think logically and rationally when you have all these crazy things going through your mind. You wouldn't understand because you haven't had anything like it. Your worst nightmare, your best dream, your most vivid movie experience of 3D animation, none of that has even compared a tiny bit to what's going on in my mind. And for me to be able to deal with it and talk about logical stuff in our human existence is super hard. And I know that's hard to believe and hard to understand, but give me some credit. I almost got emotional. I almost felt God come in me because I said, give me some credit. And I almost felt like hurt that people aren't understanding that I'm really trying my best to do the best I can be to show everybody what we can do. Anyway, I went to record that last message, ended up talking for 10 minutes with God. I mean, I think it was 10 minutes. I'm not sure how long it was. But either way, I meant to say, God has given me the right today to do what I want to do. So now that I've experienced that, the free will that God will not interfere with, because I told him that when I tap into the Spirit of God, I don't want to interrupt anyone's free will. I want God's free will to also be held and withheld and honored. I want God's original idea of experiencing things purely to be upheld. But I also want to do what he wants me to do to adjust it, which is to tell people how it can be what we consider better than bad. It can be amazing in our human experience. It can be only amazing and not even bad at all. There can be no bad. There can be no wrong. There really isn't. But the way we see it, we can invent a way that makes nothing wrong in human mind. In our human mind, nothing can be wrong, but it takes effort. And I know that I can do it, and I almost got emotional, and God almost came in me again right there. But I know I can help us do it. And basically, he told me that he's going to let me do what I want to today, but at the same time, I asked for the answers, so the answers are still going to be there. So he's answering he's doing what I first asked him to do, but then he's also giving me the ability to go throughout my day. But now I have to develop my mind to be able to focus on what I'm doing in my human sense at all times, so that I don't get lost and I don't start talking to people about God and freaking them out or making them think I'm weird. And it's so hard, but I'm learning. I'm totally learning every day. And now that I've had that experience where I asked God, and he said, yeah, you are thinking for yourself, but once you get emotional, you let me in, because you tell me unspokenly that you want me. So I come in. And when you're thinking logically, you have the right to do whatever you want. But you can also talk about me to people. And right now you have hiccups, and you're wondering, why would God let me have hiccups? Because you have free will, and you don't want me to interfere. And now that you said, God, I don't want those hiccups, I got rid of them. He got rid of them. See, I just started getting emotional because I was confused of why he would give me hiccups. And then all of a sudden he cured my hiccups. How weird. Did you hear me hiccup a couple times? And I was like, why would you give me hiccups if God can talk through me? And he's like, okay, well, I'll heal them, just so you know. But, I mean, that's sort of crazy. Anyway, it's up to me. The free will matter of the whole thing is God is in me, knowing that he's in me, which is crazy. And I know that God's in me, which is even crazier. And he's allowing me to do my day the way I want. So it's up to me to go about my day and not be distracted and not be whatever. He's not going to interfere and disturb my free will. So whether or not I know what I know, I have to focus if I want to focus as Dan. If I want to be Dan, I got to be Dan. If you want to be you. Be the best you can be. Be who you are. Like when people say be you, really be you. And now I know who you are, so really be you. Pretend to be God and act like you're that. Act like you're your idea of what God is. That's what God wants you to do. And that's going to bring you one step closer to him. And once you get closer to him, you'll understand. And when you get confused, you can come to me to ask. And I will tell you. All right? I got to go. I only have 10 minutes till I go back to work again. And I thought that I was going to have time to sleep, but I was here 45 minutes early for a little nap. And, of course, I talked. And I wanted to sleep because I need sleep. And God has left me alone, but now I'm just going over it and going over it and going over it again. I mean, he's still here when I call him, but at the same time, I'm just going over and over these things in my mind, and I can't stop. But I'm going to stop on purpose. I gotta go. Focus time, Dan. Bye.